Good morning. So today we will discuss about the Hamilton T1 ventilator, how to set up and operate for a patient. So this is not a in-depth clinical training, but it is the operational training. Basically, this machine is designed for neonatal, adult, and pediatric use. So if you are choosing by standard, it will be coming like pediatric adult, and you can start using from 3 kilograms and above patient. And if you can choose the neonatal mode, you can start using from very small premature babies like 400 grams and above, like a toddler body from 2 mLs and above. So we have a different tubing setup for pediatric adult and neonatal. So basically in this machine, when it is defaultly coming, there is an expiratory valve here. So this is the expiratory valve. The blue color one is the reusable pediatric adult expiratory valve. So you can insert it like place it and clockwise rotation. So this is the inspiratory pole and this is the exhalation pole. So you can use any double limb circuit. And also we use the proximal flow sensor to measure the patient monitoring. So we use the flow sensor over here. I'll show you the connections. And also you can see a yellow color outlet which is designed for the pneumatic nebulizer. Okay, so from the other side we have the gas connection outlet. So this machine is designed with the turbine technology, so you don't need to use medical air, only you have to use the oxygen. Oxygen also if the patient requires more than 21% of oxygen. So we have the oxygen supply in two ways. Either you can use the high pressure oxygen like with the central or with the cylinder with the high pressure regulator, or you can go with the low pressure. Low pressure is just like with the cylinder with the flow meter, you can adjust the flow. So before connecting the oxygen, you have to choose from the machine which mode of oxygen you are using, whether it is a low pressure or high pressure. Okay, so when you're using the high pressure, you can set up the FiO2 in the machine. But when you're using the low pressure, you cannot set up the FiO2 in the machine, you will adjust the flow. That's it. Okay, so I will set up the machine now for the pediatric adult group. So you can use any double limb circuit. Okay, so when you're connecting the double limb circuit, you connect the inspiratory line and the exhalation. This is the coaxial circuit, and you have the proximal flow sensor. You'll connect to the Y, and which is color coded, blue and clear one. So you can connect the tubing flow sensor accordingly, blue and the clear one. If you are choosing the neonatal patient group, you need to change the expiratory valve adapter to the other color coded one, is the light blue color for usable one. The machine will tell you if you chosen the neonatal group, wrong expiratory valve. So you have to choose the appropriate expiratory valve. So you will connect it, it's resembling the same, but it's only color coded. And you will be using a smaller tubing and a smaller flow sensor. But the method is the same. Connection is the same, only the size will change. The machine will automatically detect if you connect it to the neonatal flow sensor and adapter in it. Okay, so to switch on the machine, this is the power button. If you press it and hold for 3 seconds, it will go through the self-test and do the software checkup. During that time you don't need to do anything, it will do by itself. And the machine is having a batteries. There are 2 batteries in the battery compartment. At the moment there is only 1 battery, it's our demo unit, but usually it comes with the 2 batteries. So which gives you a 9 hours battery backup. So this is the self-test screen. When you choose the self-test screen, yes, so this is the standby. So when it is on standby, you can see by default it is chosen for adult pediatric. And if you want to go for neonatal, you have to press the neonatal. So you can see the message, wrong expiratory valve. So if you're going for a neonatal patient, change the expiratory valve as I mentioned before. Otherwise go with the adult pediatric. Then don't look at anything, just first of all you need to do the preparation of the ventilator. So make sure that you connected the tubing and flow sensor accordingly by like the inspiratory, expiratory and the flow sensor and connected over here. Then go to the pre-op checkup, do the pre-op checkup. Like we have the tightness, flow sensor and O2 cell. O2 cell for monitoring the FiO2 delivered to the patient. So you don't need to calibrate the O2 cell all the time. you just have to go with the tightness and flow sensor whenever you are changing with a new tubing or new patient. But the O2 cell, you can do it like whenever you are getting a message like O2 cell calibration needed, or like a low oxygen or a high oxygen alarms. How to perform the tightness? Go to the pre-op checkup. Make sure that you're not connected to any patient, the tubing system is open. Press the tightness and it will give you the direction, disconnect the patient, no patient is connected. Tighten the patient system, you have to close it. Not by bare hand, but you can use a cap or you can close it with a glove. So, maneuver in progress. And connect the patient, you can just leave it. So it's give you the measuring result, so it is passed with the time and date. If it is failed, you have to make sure that you connected the tubing and flow sensor properly, and also the expiratory valve and the membrane, like this membrane is there inside, so which is placed properly, and also you follow the instruction on the time. So that is the troubleshooting method. Then again, for the flow sensor, press the flow sensor, disconnect the patient, and which will ask you to turn the flow sensor. So you have to remove from the Y and connect it in the other way. So we have a double line tubing for the flow sensor, which is measuring the difference in both. So this adapter, which comes with every flow sensor, for the neonatal, we have a smaller adapter. So this adapter will help you to turn and connect it in the other way. So this is not a part of the patient system. This is only used for the calibration purpose. And follow the instruction from here, maneuver in progress, and turn the flow sensor. You remove it from and connect it in the normal way. So the normal position of the flow sensor is, if you can connect it, the flow sensor without the adapter in the Y, this is the normal positioning. Okay, when you're connecting to the patient, make sure that the tubing of the small one comes upright position. If it is down, you may have experienced the secretions to go in and clog the flow sensor. Okay, so it's passed now. So we are done the tightness and flow sensor check. It's passed and the time and date is given. O2 cell, if you want to do it, it takes like 2 minutes. You have to press it, it will do by itself. Okay, so at the moment I'm not doing it, and you can close it. Now you can choose the oxygen supply. So if you go to the tools here, you can see here HPO mode and LPO mode. HPO for the high pressure oxygen, LPO for the low pressure oxygen. If you choose the low pressure oxygen, you can see that in the screen, the oxygen now inactive. That means you cannot set up the FiO2 in the machine. So usually you will be using always the high pressure. Only if you are running out of oxygen, you can use the cylinder with the low pressure. Otherwise, keep it on HPO mode. Okay, so you can set up the FiO2 in the machine and connect the oxygen through the high pressure oxygen. You can connect to the central line or with the cylinder with the high pressure regulator. So close it. Now to set up. So how to set up the machine is, now I'm choosing the pediatric adult group. You can see here adult 1, adult 2, adult 3. These are the pre-programs. If you want to program some mode and save it, you can use this one. But you can also choose the patient type, male or female, and enter the height of the patient. If you enter the height, it will give you the ideal body weight or expected body weight. Accordingly, the default setting will be coming. And if you are choosing the neonatal patient group, instead of the height, it is the weight. Okay, so you can enter the weight of the patient. Okay, so we will go with the adult pediatric and choose the height. Doesn't matter if you're not choosing the height, you can always adjust the parameters, but it will give you a idea of how you're gonna set up default values according to the weight. Okay, now connect the patient. If you want to choose a mode, go to the modes. We have all the available modes. We have the volume modes like CMV, control mandatory ventilation mode, and the SAMV, synchronized independent mandatory ventilation mode. These both are the volume modes, but adaptive pressure modes, like a PRVC mode. We call it APV CMV and APV SAMV. We have also the pressure mode, pressure control ventilation mode, pressure SAMV. Spontaneous is the CPAP with the pressure support. DOPAP is the BiPAP, and APRV is airway pressure release ventilation mode. These all modes are inversive ventilation modes. And also we have ASV, is a unique feature from Hamilton, and which is the automatic mode, and which will give you you will set up the minute volume percentage, PEEP, and FiO2, and the ventilator will go with the Lang mechanism. So We will explain about the modes in detail later on. Then we have also non-invasive modes. You can use the NIV is the CPAP with the pressure support. NIV-ST is non-invasive spontaneous time is the bi-level one. And also you have the high flow oxygen therapy as an option. So the high flow oxygen, you can use the humidified circuit without the flow sensor with the high flow oxygen cannula, and it will go up to 80 liters per minute. And for the neonatal, it will go up to 12 liters. Okay. So suppose if you want to choose any mode, choose the mode like PSIMV, pressurized IMV, confirm it from here, then the settings of that mode will come up. You can choose the inspiratory pressure, choose whatever you wanted, confirm it. For O2, I'm not connected to the oxygen source, so I'll make it 21. And the flow trigger, the lesser the number, the more sensitivity, I time, and the rate. And if you want a pressure support separately, you can avoid the pre-sync and you can set up a separate pressure support. If you sync the pressure support, it will come like an inspiratory pressure act as a pressure support upon the flow cycle breath or the patient initiated breath. So once you choose the parameters, you can confirm it, it will be in that mode, PSIMV. Then you can go to the alarms and adjust the alarm limits according to your current settings. So you can set up the inspiratory minute volume upper limit and the lower limit according to your current setting. Pressure limit also here as a pressure cap. Okay, so you will adjust the alarm limits, then you can go to the start ventilation. When you start the ventilation, you can see here the monitorings here, the main monitoring parameters. We have 4 parameters which will monitor here. You can also customize which parameters you want to see. Any alarms which will give you with the message with the priority, color coded, high priority with the red, with the audible alarm, you can silence the alarm for 2 minutes until you rectify the issues. And also if you go here in the monitoring, if you press it, we have different parameters like graphics. We have the dynamic lung which will give you the real-time lung status like compliance and resistance. Also you can choose the loops, pressure volume or pressure flow or volume pressure loops, so you can monitor that. And also we have the trends up to 72 hours. You can choose the trends and you can choose the parameters what you want to monitor. Okay, so you can choose your peak pressure and confirm. It will give you the trends over here. Okay, so if you freeze the screen, you can also monitor the trends on what time and what day, what was the values it will give you. So at the moment there is nothing to show, so you can choose everything from the monitorings, waveforms, whatever the waveforms, or the dynamic lung or vent status will give you the weaning status of your patient according to your protocols. So all the parameters you can display from here. So, and also if you want to see the more monitorings, if you can go to here, we have 3 pages of monitoring like peak pressure, mean pressure, tidal volume and exhale, and tidal volume per kilogram, oxygenation. Second page you have the I time, E time, flow, and if there is any leak it will show here, and spontaneous effort of the patient. The third page we have the inspiratory resistance, static compliance, and also we have the expiratory time constant, which will give you what type of lung you have, like a restrictive, obstructive or normal lungs. You can easily understand. Plateau pressure will be calculated and monitored here. You have the pressure time point and also the patient occlusion pressure for the patient's activity. So you can have all the monitorings over here, 3 pages. So the complete monitoring is there. And also you can go to the events where you can choose the settings and the alarms which came for the last 1000 events, all the settings and all the alarms. And we have some soft buttons over here. You can see the lock screen, you can lock the screen, and also this is for the brightness, but it's not configured now. And we have the O2 flushing for 100% O2. If you press it here, it will give 100% O2 for 2 minutes for pediatric adult group. If you are chosen for the neonatal, it will be plus 25%. Okay, then you have the lung button for the manual breath like an ambu breath, and this is for the pneumatic nebulizer. It will work for the pediatric adult group if you connect it to the oxygen source. And this is for the snapshot for the coping of. Then you can stop by pressing the power button. You can activate standby.